Hello everyone, this is Lolly. I'm doing this requested tutorial and this is how to make this really adorable candy wrapper charm for fall. I had made these for a swap and I got a lot of requests to show how I had made this. So I have a whole series of these videos with my basic tutorial and then several variations. And so let's get started. This is my little template I made, 3.5 inches by 2 3/4. This is the size of vinyl you will need. You can use clear vinyl. I found this at a thrift store, and this is actually that window cling that makes your window kind of, like cloudy. So this has a little film on it. Now this is not sticky. Just so you know, it's not sticky. It's like a cling that's like static. So I'll give you a link below where you can get this on Amazon. So one side is more rough, one side is smooth. I'm going to put the smooth side in, and which means, let's see, I'm going to put the rough side up, and I'm going to use the 1/4 inch red line tape right along one of the short edges. Now I'm zoomed in here, which means it's easier for me to get off camera. Okay, so let's get that burnished. Now we're going to turn that over and peel that. I'm lining this up with my mat here, and I'm adhering that. Okay, so this is the back of my candy wrapper charm. Now you can use tape on the ends too, but I'm going to use a flat iron. And so I have my flat iron turned on as low as it will go, and I'm just using some parchment paper to protect my work here. I'm going in about 1/8 of an inch and pinching it 1, 2, 3. And then I have noticed that this vinyl doesn't seal as well as the regular vinyl, so sometimes I go back and I do the corner. Okay, now for the insides, I have these leaf decorations that I got from Hobby Lobby, and you can see there's yellow and orange and green, and I think I used the orange in most of these. This one is a yellow one. I'm going to go ahead and use a yellow one again because I have the most of those. Now, in order to stop this from sliding around inside, what I did was I adhered it to a piece of acetate. You can't see that, but this acetate is about 1 1/8 by 1 3/4. You just want a big enough piece that it'll stay upright in there. I'm going to peel this foam off because I don't want any more depth, but I want to stick it to this, so I'm going to use more of the red line tape. Really push that on there. Now these pieces, it's a piece of wood with a piece of felt. I think I called it foam in one of my other videos, and then a button on top. You could use whatever leaf you have in your stash, and you can layer different leaves to have the same effect. Just right in the middle there. And pop that in there. And all we need to do now is just need to fill this with sequins. Now I have several different kinds. These are little kind of translucent ones from Cartwright, and they're shaped like flowers. And I want to get some behind and some in front of that acetate. And then to improve the shakeability, I like to put some seed beads. Again, these are kind of an amber color as well. And I have these ones I got from a thrift store, and they are a really deep color here, like a copper. These are little flowers from, they're called posies. Posies toppings from Queen and Company. Just to get a little bit of orange in there. And these are also from Cartwright, and these are called Saffron, and I love this color. Okay, I think we're good. Now that makes me happy. I really don't think I put enough shaker bits in my last one. Okay, now we need to do is to seal this. There we go. Now, one of the swap partners I had, what she did on hers was she twisted it and sealed it this way, opposite of here, and it gave her more room to have for things to shake. But that won't work with this acetate in there, so you have to go to the standard method here. Seal that up. And then I'm going to check the corners. I think this, for some reason, this corner here always makes me want to do it again. Now we have our little pillow here, little shaker. So for the papers, now I ran out of this paper, and when I had cut these, I had enough paper I could cut them at an angle. I didn't have enough, so this is all I have left. These pieces are 4 inches wide by 3/4 inches tall. So what I'm going to do is, again, get out my red line tape, and I'm going to go over the sealed area here. Burnish that in. I'm going to do both of those. And this is it for the red line tape. Let's get that burnished. Okay, now we're going to peel that. We're going to, okay, I want this to be the bottom because of the way the leaf is shaped, but right now it doesn't really matter which way is up. Peel that off, and I am going to lay this down, and I'm going to look at my grid again and try to get this rather straight. This is the, there we go. Now I want to add some glue because this is going to, paper is going to touch paper. See, this part of the paper is touching the red line tape, but this part is touching paper. Now I'm going to put the end here because this is also going to be on paper. Fold that over. It's hard to get a liquid glue that's actually going to adhere well to your acetate and to your vinyl. Same thing on this one. Glue on the top. And you have to glue the end too because it's not going to be on the vinyl anymore. It's going to be on the paper. The other thing I like to do is to trim the ends, and I do have some pinking shears. Now is when we need to decide what is going to be the top. And so I want to put the hole in right there, and I'm going to use my crocodile. I'm going to use the small hole. And this is the new rose gold crocodile eyelet setter. I have a few of these in my shop. Now we need an eyelet on that. I will give you a video underneath this video. I will give you a link to my video on how to set perfect eyelets. Now, I have used different clamps off and on, different lobster claws. For this one, I'm using the Tim Holtz ones, and these are really fun. They do open up on the top just by pushing down, really hard though, but I find it to be a little long. So this one you can see is shorter. I'm probably going to leave this longer. All I did for this one was I used my needle nose pliers, and I used this to cut the chain and put the link back on. I will leave this one long. And there we have it. Now for the bottom, I just put some twine around the bottom, and I have this baker's twine. I want to encourage this to really stay put. So on the back, I'm just going to add a little pinch of some Fabri-Tac to make sure this doesn't slide off. Find approximately the middle and just let that set for a moment while I tidy up. So I keep this because this really helps me to make more of these without all the fuss and bother. And I also keep my little piece of the baker's parchment paper. Turn this over and do a square knot. And the other thing I did was I tied a knot in the ends here. Okay, and we are going to cut just below that knot so our ends have the knots on them. Very cute. And I have this leaf kind of confetti scatter, and I just want to grab a couple of those. Let's see, let's get a red for brilliancy, and that color there, gold. And I found these, I think they are so adorable. They're Tim Holtz tiny clips. If you like bulldog clips, you'll like these. These are really tiny. They are adorable. And I'm just going to stagger these a little bit and clip those to the top. You don't have to glue them. And the clip adds such a cute dimension right there. So there we have the two clips two candy wrapper charms. And I will give you, underneath this video, I will give you a link to my others in the series. And I hope that answered your questions on how to make these, and that you can find the supplies underneath this video. Thank you, everyone.